September 11th memorial in Naperville, Illinois. Local police say they believe the thieves broke through the protective casing and pried off a block of the rubble, likely in broad daylight. This isn't the first time thieves have pilfered a piece of the memorial Wednesday. The robbery was the second time in 3 years someone has stolen the memorial's 9/11 Pentagon concrete. City leaders had installed a security camera near the site after the first robbery in 2005, but that has recently malfunctioned. In response to the dramatic rise of young Americans who want to join the service,
yeah, I guess when you put the stock in the rubble,
the Army has stepped forward and opened
you got to be careful of hero worship, especially of inanimate objects.
South Carolina.
Oh well.
Don't blow this test.
First Sergeant Bobby Tucker wasn't sure about the Army Preparatory School. He thought it could be a mistake. A 19-year Army veteran, Tucker says he's taken a closer look and he's changed his mind.
Everybody's
first little book satchels he got him wearing.
After you get smart on it.
You look like a Bobby Tucker, man.
Standards is what the Army Prep School is all about. Educational standards.
I'm taking my test tomorrow.
Jerry Dean McGee dropped out of high school because he was bored.
Nah.
The 23-year-old Mississippi native dreams of being a Black Hawk mechanic. His first step in accomplishing his vision is getting his General Educational Development, or GED.
A little challenge. Been out of school for a while.
As recruits, they are physically, medically, and morally sound, but they are all dropouts, and they all want to be soldiers.
More than 1 million high school students drop out of school every year, and according to recently published public reports, that number is expected to increase substantially by the year 2020.
We'll find out where you need the help.
For the Army, it's a wake-up call.
And we're giving them an opportunity. If they are unable to be taught the munitions Army, then they are chaptered out of the Army and they will not join the Army.
That would be a big disappointment.
Cody Michael Malik wants more out of life.
I seen it as a good adventure and a good way to experience a little more than I had living in Indiana.
GED testing covers 5 basic areas, from reading and writing to math and science. To get here, they had to score in the top 50% on the Army's initial aptitude test.
This program is helping to educate Americans who otherwise may have given up.
Like 20-year-old Austin Swarner from Baton Rouge.
My mom was sick with cancer, and I dropped out of school to take care of her.
He was 13 at the time. Now at age 20, he aspires to be a combat engineer.
It's not really hard if you just apply yourself.
And while it's still a pilot program, some 3,000 new soldiers are expected to apply themselves at the Army's preparatory school this year.
The Army and my career will take care of it.
Gil McKay, Fort Jackson.
The way that's written.
The school is a 4-week course with a student-to-teacher ratio of 7-to-1. Upon
That's pretty
receiving
good.
their GED, soldier students report directly to basic combat training. If the program at Fort Jackson is successful, the Army plans to open 3 additional preparatory schools. The Air Force is looking at ways to keep personnel safe while maximizing air power, and that can only be done through unmanned aircraft. This, of course, means pilots need locations to train senior airmen.
The guy who didn't go through high school, couldn't graduate high school, will be fixing the helicopter. That's not the case. Okay, there's a lot of checks and balances involved in that stuff. It's not the nation's. Basically what you're seeing there is people from the nation's poorest schools, where we're supposed to have this blanket system, and it's not. It's pocket system. Whoever can find the right niche is going to succeed, and those who can't, what recourse do they have if they want to, live an honest life in society when you have nothing else, military? So that's what those guys are doing. They're going to learn a job. They're going to learn it very well. They're going to the point where, the guy's working these machines. All right, those guys could be high school dropouts. Best guys to have doing that job because they do that job. They learn that job. You got to remember, military is like a communist state that exists within the democracy of the United States. And you have to just kind of tell people, look, this is your job to get the best at this as you can, and that's what everybody's going to do, essentially. And then you just have various ways, to improve it. But ultimately, when it's a perfect thing, and it's why you look at the example of Generation Kill, but also look at the example of Band of Brothers and Black Hawk Down. And just look at the reality of the situation, or try to look past the movie, but more at what you do know, and stuff like that comes together. So it's a little rough, but to me, that's pretty good. The thing they didn't mention though was about MOS. What sort of jobs were these guys going into? So that's what they said they wanted to do, but I don't know. It's I guess, but that would be part of the ASVAB then. So it doesn't matter. So essentially, yeah, you could be a high school dropout. It still just matters how well you do on the ASVAB. ASVAB though is still, I don't know. You watch some of my videos, you'll see what some people complain about. But there are books to help you study for that. So study, prepare, and you'll be fine.